Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 1 of the Casual Take.
We're going to be on here. We're going to be giving you our casual takes on, frankly, everything from the upcoming UFC event to sharks. Literally.
Literally sharks.
Tune in.
Literally. That we have been planning and talking about the shark tier list forever. Since last
when we
year.
say that, we can save this talk right here explaining the lore for the shark video because that's not what this is.
No.
But
Because
don't mean to bait you.
we are breaking down and giving our picks for UFC 317, which, in my opinion, is the best card of the summer right now. Although it could change.
Of the summer, I thought you were about to say the year.
No,
I'm
no.
gonna keep it above.
Not of the year.
It's not.
It's
Of
not
the
of
summer,
the year.
I'll go there.
Summer, we'll go there unless they pull out some crazy for Holloway v. Poirier.
What he said.
Which
Fun
they
fact. We're going.
We will be in attendance. Dana, hook us up with floor seats. You
Yeah.
might get some press.
Let's just say, I've been emailing back and forth with Dustin and Jolie.
We've our names are out there.
We're on the list. We're on the list.
We're on the
Let
list.
it be known.
We're on the list of the top nosebleeds. They will get us in. We're okay. Anyway,
They got us in.
they got us in. We're in.
I digress.
As we digress, UFC 317. I think it's the card I'm looking forward to the most.
I think that as of right now, definitely. I think if they build up 318 enough, I'll probably the hype there with it being Poirier's retirement fight, my favorite fighter, by the way. I think if they build the card up more, definitely. But right now, it's kind of doo doo. I'm gonna keep it a buck.
It is, but they've only announced 2 fights on it.
Right, there's
so
only 5 or 6 fights, and they're probably end up being bottom of the
opener
really
of
the main
early
card or
prelims,
top of the prelims for sure.
So we're
as of right now, 317 definitely the most stacked of the summer, has the most hype, the most importance. We got 2 title fights on it.
That's what I was saying to him earlier. It's the biggest fight that we've seen since we started watching. We started watching, I think, in 2022 or something.
You may have. I started late 23. My first fight was an absolute stinker. It was Derek Lewis versus that one guy.
That one guy who
laid
on
him.
In St. Louis.
Yeah, in St. Louis. I was in St. Louis, but I wasn't there. I don't even remember the guy's name, but it doesn't matter. He's like one of the good contenders of heavyweight, ironically, but
anyway,
I digress. Let's dive into this. We got to focus.
Yeah, let's focus. So the fight that what fight are we starting with?
Are we starting with? Do we want to go bottom up or do we want to go top down?
We'll go bottom up.
Bottom up?
Yeah, we'll build up to the top.
For sure. So starting off, we got let me look for it. I low key just
and this is another thing we were talking about earlier. The way they have the fights set up is so weird because if you look it up on Safari, it's different than what it is on ESPN.
Safari's different from
so
Chrome.
Strange.
And Chrome is different from ESPN. And ESPN is different from UFC, and UFC is different from UFC stats.
It's really
weird.
It's who is in control, and that's why ESPN needs to drop UFC.
He said. Yeah, you're not ready for that.
You're not ready.
You're not ready for that.
Anyway,
they're ready for it.
Okay.
So
just go by this one. We'll go.
Yeah, I'm just going off what the UFC pop up when you Google it says. So it says early prelims is Justin Tafa. It's low key just not, but we'll start there. We got Justin Tafa versus Yonita Denise or whatever his name is. I low key don't know how you pronounce his name, but I'm gonna keep it a buck. The Tafa brothers are so washed. If he loses, he's getting cut. If he wins, he might still get cut. We're cooked.
It's really a fight that doesn't really mean a whole bunch.
It means nothing. They're both unranked. Whoever wins will probably get ranked unless it's Tafa. He sucks.
Well, no, they're coming off of losses against unranked people, except for him.
Denise. He got absolutely
murdered,
crushed by Marcin Tybura.
Yeah,
at UFC 309, I believe it was.
So they're both. I mean, I would honestly say they're not close to getting ranked. That's kind of my take. I could be wrong.
The issue with that is that it's heavyweight, and there's I don't know if you genuinely. I don't know if you knew this, but there's 30 heavyweight fighters.
Yeah.
So half of them are ranked.
They're itching.
It's like if you get a win, you're ranked.
Yeah.
Some people are debuting against ranked fighters, like Saeed Magomedov is fighting Curtis Blades. You're not ready for that. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
It is.
They need to put me in the war room with Dana.
But
what are we doing?
I don't want to.
We're not ready for that.
Anyway, this fight, everyone knows what this fight's going to be. It's going to be two heavyweights getting in there, and they're going to slog, and it's either going to end in a knockout, or we're going to go 3 rounds of some of the hardest to watch fight.
What ever. He said. It's the definition of heavyweight slop.
Yeah.
Realistically, I think I'll probably take like a round 1, maybe early round 2 KO for Denise. The Taffa brothers are just so washed. They're fun, but what? I
agree with you. I feel like Denise has way more opportunities to win.
He just has more going for him.
More going for him. Yeah, he has. I mean, he has his kicks. He's more of a kickboxer. Taffa isn't. I see him winning. I could see Taffa winning also with just some sort of like overhand or something.
That was the casual take.
Yeah, that was the casual take. That was the casual take. I see him winning, but I just don't.
Either of them could win. The thing is, they're both heavy hitters with terrible chins. So it's the definition of 50-50 heavyweight slop.
Yeah, so but yeah. I am going to take Denise.
So I think I'll take Denise, but
yeah.
I'm not putting my money on either of them.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Next up, women's skip. We got Jack Hermanson versus Gregory Rodriguez. I
actually don't know these people.
Jack Hermanson, he hadn't fought in a minute. It's like last February, I believe, against Joe Pyfer. I think he won that, actually. Yeah. Let me check real quick. That's my bad. Because
I know Joe Pyfer lost one.
Yeah. And Joe just came off a win, so that's like a decent win. So, it's a debatable win from Joe Pyfer. But no, I didn't mean to say that. He low-key dominated. My fault, Joe. But, no, yeah. My bad, Joe. My bad, bro. Don't come at me. Jack Hermanson hasn't fought in a little while. It's like over a year at this point, nearly a year and a half, pretty much. We got Gregory Rodriguez, who, if I remember correctly, got slam dunked by Jared Cannonier in that fight night, like round 4. Yeah, right here. KO, first 20 seconds of the 4th round. He got dunked on by Cannonier, and that's not a great place to be in if you're getting dunked on by Cannonier.
Nope.
It was a great fight, though. I will say that was a great fight. But I've got Hermanson winning that one. I don't really know how, to be honest, because I've never seen Hermanson fight, just being so for real. So just to play it safe, I'll say a decision for Hermanson. I don't know about you.
I'll say the same thing because again, I don't know about these people. This is a fight I really don't really care that much about.
For sure.
But anyway.
Yeah, moving on to the main card, or at least alleged main card.
The alleged main card,
yeah,
which I believe is stacked.
It is rather stacked. Do you want to start us off?
Who's at the bottom?
Oh, I got you. My bad. We got Paulo Costa and Roman Kopylov.
Yep. I actually didn't do research about that fight. This is another reason. This is what happened because I was going back and like looking at all these other fighters like fights and everything, and I was looking for Roman Kopylov's
the Chris Curtis fight
against Chris Curtis, and I could not find it anywhere. I went on ESPN Plus and I was looking and I dug for it, nothing.
Yeah.
I went on YouTube and the only thing on YouTube was like someone reenacting the fight on UFC 5. And I was like, what? I was like, what?
That's
because I finally found it and it was like 30 minutes. I was like, oh, dude, this is it. I clicked on it and it's UFC 4 loading. I was like, bro, there's no way. But anyway.
UFC 4, not even 5?
No, it was 4. Someone did it on 4. Dude.
That's crazy.
You couldn't even do it on 5.
I didn't even know Kopylov was in 4, but here we are. Anyways, no, yeah. I think, like, the question, like, this fight, it's like, how bad is Paulo Costa? You know what I mean? It's he had a split decision against Sean Strickland in his last fight. He had a loss, by the way. Split decision loss to Sean Strickland. How good is Sean Strickland? You know what I mean?
Was it split decision or was it unanimous?
It was split.
Okay.
Yeah, it's rough. I mean,
because I remember watching him get dominated.
That's that jab teep clinic.
Yeah. Which is so fun to watch.
Like, how good is Sean Strickland? How bad is Paulo Costa? Low key, what's going on right here?
Yeah.
But it's like we got that. like, what are we doing? He lost to Robert Whittaker before that, unanimous decision. And then I think it was like 2022, maybe? He fought Luke Rockhold and won. Don't remember how, but he beat Luke Rockhold, which is, it's been a minute. I don't see him fighting or winning this one, pardon me. It's like he wins, but it feels like when he comes up to the top of the competition in the weight class, he just doesn't follow through.
Yeah.
And Kopylov hits like a truck.
Yeah.
We saw the Chris Curtis fight. If you didn't, you can't find it, I guess.
Yeah, no, you literally can't. I remember watching it, but I just don't remember what happens.
No, yeah, it was. I don't even remember how good or bad of a fight it was. It was kind of a stand and bang action. You know what I mean?
But I remember it ended very controversial.
It was. That's what I was. It was
very controversial.
Literally a very controversial end.
Because
it was a TKO.
It was a TKO, but
he dropped him with 2 seconds left, and the ref stopped it. I agree with the stoppage personally. I understand.
I think I did too. I think we talked about that.
I understand why Chris was bad, because it took away his chance of winning a decision. He wasn't winning the decision either way. It was. I don't remember if it was. I think it was a 3-round fight. It was a 30-27. What I had. I don't. I'm just talking out of my butt. That was a year ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. But no, in my book, he clearly lost the fight anyways. He wasn't going to win the decision. But I understand getting ticked about that. But if it's a Chris Curtis fight, it's going to be controversial. He's a bit of a baby. But
okay.
It's all good.
Yeah.
But so yeah, I have Kopylov
taking it.
Costa has a fairly decent chin, so if anything, I'd say maybe a round 3 TKO. I'm not sure. This is low key a casual take because I'm not locked in with that Paulo Costa.
Yeah, I'm not either. Anyway, moving on. Who's next?
Moving on. We got Beneil Dariush versus Renato Moicano, if you want to take that one this time.
All right. So this is a fight that it's just kind of a weird fight.
Definitely.
Because it's two old heads. Both are 36. Both have been.
Moicano's 36? Holy crap. I thought he was younger.
No, he is.
That's wild. I didn't know that.
Both are slightly washed. We don't know about Beneil Dariush. I mean, he lost his past 2 fights, but again, one was against Charles Oliveira, and the other one was I think it was Arman Sarukian beat him as well.
Yeah.
But he hasn't fought, and that was in like 2023. So it's been a minute. Moicano, I mean, he looked fine in the last fight he won, and then Islam just murdered him. But we
did not Moicano. We did Dariush dirty by just not giving him a fight because he was gonna fight him, and then
Yeah, but this was a scheduled fight. This was a scheduled fight.
They rematched it, which is valid. I'm here for that. So
100%. So I mean, it's a fight. It could be fun. Moicano, I mean, he's coming off. He's got definitely more momentum than Beneil Dariush.
100%.
And I think that's what's going to be the determining factor in this. I feel like Beneil Dariush, I mean, he's been out a long time. We could see ring rust, which I definitely feel like we might. I mean, he's 36. He hasn't fought in 2 years.
Yeah, he feels like 45, but he's only 36.
Yeah.
That gray.
The grappling could be interesting.
Yeah.
Because Beneil...
Yeah,
he has had some
solid grappling.
He does have solid grappling. He has good grappling, and he's had some pretty cool submissions. Moicano is, of course, a grappler. Striking could be fun. Beneil has a lot of power versus Moicano, who just kind of sits there with his head up. I mean, waiting to get hit. So I mean, we could see some interesting exchanges. But overall, I think Moicano is going to take it by decision, and I actually think it's kind of going to be a little bit of a stinker. I believe this fight's going to be a little boring.
It'll go the distance for sure.
Yeah, it'll go the distance, and I think Moicano is going to lay on him, or there's going to be a lot of grappling in that fight.
Yeah, I'll go there with you. I'm not. Yeah, this is frankly, I didn't do as much homework as I should have, but I'll go there with you. I think it'll be a fairly close fight, honestly, because I think it was a great matchup, honestly. It's not the most entertaining, but I think it'll be solid. But a lot of times it's those people who aren't amazing strikers that put on those really fun fights. So you never know. It couldn't end up being a great watch. But
100%.
I'll go decision to Moicano. I think that's valid. I'll agree with that. He has that hype train too.
100%.
Kind of got killed by Islam, but it kind of didn't because that wasn't even fair.
Yeah, no, it wasn't fair at all.
Yeah. Next we got my boy Joshua Van. Stepping in against Brandon Royval because Manel Cop broke his foot in training. It's rough. Very ironic. It is sad. Sending up prayers for Manel Cop. I love that dude. But I will say it's ironic that he was dogging on Brandon Royval so hard for stepping out of their the first time that fight was booked because he got injured. I believe he got injured, but something happened to Royval. He stepped out when El Cop started talking a lot. It's kind of ironic, I will say.
Yeah, because now
he's in the position,
reversed, 100%.
And I don't blame Brandon for calling him out for pulling out. I mean, it makes sense why I did. Obviously, snapped his foot, but it's ironic, But the fact the run that Joshua Van is on right now, it's insane.
He's on a great run.
You can't not love the guy.
23.
At 23, which
at 23, he's
devious work.
This is a number one contender fight.
Yeah,
at 23.
Right.
Although it's not like it's not like he was chosen.
Right.
Whatever. He goes. But, hey, my last fight was 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, it was like 3.5-3 week turnaround time is crazy work.
That fight went the distance too.
It was it was. Mm-hmm.
I mean,
third round TKO.
TKO.
Yeah, that was.
Great
fight. I watched that.
Yeah. Oh
my gosh.
I let me tell you something. I went back. They have a marathon of Joshua Van on the UFC YouTube.
Do they really?
They do.
Yeah.
So
they're really
building
building him up. That's the only thing I'm worried about is they're really building him up.
So I went back and watched a couple of his fights. I'm not really that familiar with him, and I fell in love with this dude. This dude is a dog, man. He'll sit there, he'll walk you down, he'll jab you, and then he just puts on that pressure. I wrote down some things. The outside body and the head kick, as well as the low kick, the leg kick.
Yeah.
It kind of feels like they're all there for Brandon Royval. In the
sure.
last fight, he was getting peppered with those leg kicks, and he was just eating them. His legs were getting chewed out. Against Royval, I really feel like he's going to definitely abuse that. And because he's more sporadic, he'll throw. Watch out for some... I don't even know why I wrote that down. Never mind. I said,
watch out for some.
Yeah. And then I said this. You ready? Royval manages the void very well. Shout out Demetrius Johnson.
You're not mighty Max,
that
buddy.
void. Let me tell you something. That man gets in that void. I'm telling you. I watched this fight. He gets in that void, and he controls the void. That's all I'll say.
That's why we're the casual take.
He's the void. It's his.
Dude, I'm about to drop a shirt. The void is a myth.
Okay. All right.
The void isn't real. Come at me, DJ. Please don't come at me. Okay, so my take on that fight, I like what you had to say about it. Who do you have winning that? Sorry, I didn't catch that part. That's my bad.
I didn't get there. I said...
It's all good.
I have Royval winning by either round 3 TKO or a decision.
Yeah, that's what I have too, actually. I thought, sorry, the way you were talking, I thought you had Van.
No.
And no, my heart, I'm rooting for Joshua Van. He's on such a high right now. He's going on an insane run. He's so active for his age. He's only 23. I believe last year he had like 6 fights.
I mean, yeah,
that's insane.
He is killing it
he's like pulling like a Diego Lopez with how active he's being right now.
Yeah.
It's insane. The run he's on at his age. I mean, it's like actually unseen, unheard of since like, call me crazy, but like John Jones getting the belt at 22.
Yeah.
Y'all ain't ready for me to have my opinions on John Jones.
Yeah.
So we're going to move away from that. But I love Joshua Van so much. Only 23. My thing is he's just not as experienced as Brandon Raw Dog Royval.
Yep.
Royval, genuinely, I mean, he's a dog.
He's a dog.
I'm worried for Van. The turnaround time, I just feel like it might be too much for him.
100%.
I fully agree with the third round TKO. That's exactly what I was thinking. Because the thing is, I mean, Van's got a great record. His one loss, though, is a KO. So,
and it was by
it was Charles Johnson. Yeah. So, but we'll see his chin get tested because Brandon Royval is an amazing boxer.
Yeah.
Debatably the best boxer in flyweight. You could argue either Brandon Royval or Brandon Moreno, but it's tough. But I've got Royval by third round TKO.
I do too. I just think he's got the range. He's got the he's got
the range, the technique, frankly, the experience.
I wrote down the craftiness of his strikes.
So.
I mean,
definitely.
He throws out just these things, and I love Joshua Van. Yeah. I don't know about. I think he's gonna fight his heart out, and there's definitely gonna be that boxing technique that he's just so great at.
I agree.
But I think Royval is gonna take it.
Royval's like a technical street boxer. You know what I mean? Like he's like a good dirty boxer.
Yeah.
In like the sport, not like dirty fighting, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just like my thing is like people are calling Joshua Van like the next Max Holloway, and while I can like see things of that, I think it's just early in his career to say that and put all these huge labels and expectations on him. Because, pardon me, eventually, I mean, he's going to lose. He's human. He's only 23. You know what I mean? He's not even at, like, his peak.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah, he's not.
And I'm just worried people are going to put him, like, up on a huge pedestal, one loss, and everyone's just going to drop him.
Yeah.
I won't.
I love Joshua Van.
Love
he's a
guy.
dog,
he's
man.
He's super chill. He was, like, partying right after his fight. He's a GOAT. Anyways, though, we got the co-main event here. This is a big one right here. My boy Alejandro Pantoja versus Kai Kara-France. That's a banger right there.
Go ahead.
That's
and
a banger.
So,
my thing is, Pantoja, literally, I'm throwing out some hot takes, but I believe Pantoja and Mighty Mouse are on par. Y'all are not ready for that conversation. We need to do like a GOAT video.
A GOAT, yeah.
And we'll talk about that stuff. Like GOATs versus modern champs kind of thing. Mm-hmm. That could be a fun video. But Alejandro Pantoja, amazing fighter. He's so crafty. He's just so well-rounded. I'd say currently the most skilled champion.
Most like well-rounded, you mean?
Most skilled.
Oh, skilled. Okay.
Yeah, because Ilya's not champion no more. I think Pantoja is more skilled than Ilya. I'm gonna keep it above.
He has that.
He's way more well-rounded.
Experience.
He has more things.
Yeah.
He has more things in his tool belt, for a lack 100%. Of a better word.
100%.
And I would say him and Islam might be on par, skill for skill. The skill, like the height Striking. Of Islam's skill is higher, but for like the situation for the people they're fighting, I'd say they're on par, like pound for pound. That's the word.
Yeah.
I'd say he might be pound for pound the most skilled champion.
Sure.
It's a hot take. I'm gonna be so for real. Very hot take. But he's so well rounded. And he has a great chin. I don't know if Kai Kara-France can put him out. Mm-hmm. I think if Pantoja bum rushes in the first round, it might happen because we've seen him do that before. But I think he did do it in his last fight. And he ate that flying knee.
He did.
From Kai Kara. He has a good chin, we can see. I think realistically a fourth round sub is what I've got personally. Last time I predicted, I was spot on. I hit that second round sub, and you'll never guess what happened.
Second round sub.
I've got a fourth round submission. Could be an all out war and go split decision maybe even. I don't know. I mean, look at the Steve Erceg fight and you see where Steve Erceg is now. And Kai Kara-France put out Erceg, but MMA math doesn't even work. So I don't know why people do that.
No.
But I have Pantoja.
I agree with you mostly. I said round 3 sub for Pantoja. I think it's gonna be really interesting. We've seen Kai Kara-France fight off some absolutely awful positions for him to be in.
That is true.
The fight with I wrote down one fight. I don't even remember. He had this dude in backpack him out, took his back. I mean, and he fought it off, man. He's got a lot of heart out there.
Definitely.
He's a Kiwi, man.
He is,
they fight hard, man.
Yeah. I love him.
I think that we're gonna see some really great exchanges and both grappling and like boxing as well.
Definitely.
I think we're gonna see Kai Kara-France blitz in. Pantoja, I believe, is going to blitz in also. I mean, they both are.
They're going to end up like clashing head on. You
know
what I mean?
They're going to clash head on, and it's going to be
amazing fight.
It's going to be amazing. I just think
they're just going to scrap, for 5 rounds straight.
Oh yeah,
it's going to be amazing.
It's going to be a great fight. I think, and I almost feel like, I mean, I don't know if Pantoja wants to do it, but I mean, he might go out there and try to make a statement with his striking.
That's kind of, I'm going to be honest, that's what I was wondering. I was like, what if he does?
He just makes a statement with his striking.
What if he stands with KKF? What if?
We don't know.
But no, yeah.
But I think this is going to be a great fight. I think Kai Kara-France might get caught with some sort of like counter, and then next thing you know, he's submitted. I can definitely see that. I definitely see he doesn't do that well fighting off his back foot, and Pantoja's really
Pantoja's
aggressive.
very good. He's very aggressive, always walking forward.
He's
very crafty on the ground.
Yeah, 100%.
You don't know what he's gonna do, honestly.
That's gonna be a great fight, whether it goes to distance or it ends in a sub or even whatever happens in that fight. It's gonna be great.
It's like for the first time in a while, we've had the most deserving fighter in the weight class actually get the title shot. 100%. We're actually getting the two best in the division fighting, which is rare anymore, unfortunately. But I mean, let's be so for real. When Kai lost to Amir Albazi in that fight night, whenever, absolute robbery. He low-key won that,
Sure.
But I don't think that's a hot take even. I think that's like common knowledge. But like he's well deserving. If he wins, great on him. I love him as a fighter. He's a really fun guy. But I've got my boy Pantoja, and if he wins, I say we go for double champ status.
We go up to bantamweight. I say you go fight Merab and see who's the best.
I think so.
That's what I think. But the issue with that is Dana will probably make him drop his belt, which is so just don't even get me started on that.
That's a video. That's a video
in itself.
What's wrong with the UFC?
No double champs. All right. Anyway, moving on to the fight that has been talked about to death.
Wow.
It is such a great fight. It is so interesting. It's a huge fight. And it literally is going to dictate the next 2 years of
100%.
Lightweight. And I even think all the other divisions as well.
The future of the UFC.
The future of the UFC. It depends on this. A lot depends on this fight.
Yeah.
And it's Oliveira versus Topuria.
Wow.
Which is just... It's just it's crazy that I'm even saying that.
Fight of the year contender.
Fight of the year,
like
100%.
already fight of the year contender. Let's just be real.
The build up, this is a great fight. And there's a lot to talk about. First of all, the betting odds is absolutely sickening.
I'm putting my money on Oliveira.
They are, if you bet, put your money on Oliveira. I don't do that. I'm not very sinful.
Yeah, no. If you bet, let me pull up the odds right now. Last I checked,
they're bad. They are bad.
Thank you, Joe. Okay.
You're welcome.
Whoa. It's gone up. It's gone down just barely. Okay. So this is just the general, like the range. Okay.
Sure.
Ilya between... Oh, wait. Fight odds right here. Never mind. Okay, we're locked in. It's changed even more. Ilya's a minus 450 favorite. And Oliveira is a plus 350 dog.
That is so disrespectful to my boy Oliveira. And I'm a D1 Oliveira Glazer. I love that man. His fights are so much fun to watch. And, I mean, he's the reason a lot of people got into UFC.
For sure.
100%.
And the thing is now, Ilya's the reason a lot of people are getting into the UFC.
That's true. All the Spaniards out there. Is that race?
So, yeah. There's a lot of people that... Charles has brought a lot of people into the sport as fans, and so has Ilya. It's huge. They're both superstars, literally.
Yeah.
And it's just, wow, what a fight. It's not Islam versus Ilya.
Which would be even bigger, I think.
It is 100%. But this is the next best thing.
Oh, yeah, 100%. So it's very interesting because I feel like Oliveira has a lot more ways to win than Topuria.
Sure.
But the issue is Topuria is so good at his one way of winning that it's hard to say he won't do it.
Definitely.
Because, I mean, he's coming up 155. He's stronger. He's going to be... I mean, that's his natural weight, pretty much. Or his natural weight's like 180.
He walks around like 191. That's devious. What are we doing? Oh, my gosh.
He's going to be stronger. He's fast as always. It's just... I really see him cracking, or not cracking, but finally just finishing Oliveira's chin. And I do see that happening, but it's an issue when Oliveira is the bigger person.
Definitely. Yeah.
It's an issue when he is crafty with his kicks. And again, last time we saw Topuria at lightweight. What happened? He got cracked.
Yeah, he got dropped by John Herbert. Head kick.
He got dropped with
technical difficulties. Our camera died. But back to what we were saying about them.
Yeah.
Oh, you want me to take it away?
Take it away.
Okay, so I might be like switching subjects just a little bit because I'm not fully there on what we were talking about. We were talking about lightweight.
Yeah.
when Ilya went up to fight in lightweight that one time, he got caught with that head kick by Jai Herbert. The thing is, though, he still knocked out Jai Herbert.
Yeah.
It's tough. The way I look at it, though, I think MMA Guru said this, actually. So the thing is, in featherweight, when you're getting a knockout and stuff, that's huge because, it's a smaller weight class and everything. And obviously, Ilya's going to be bigger and stronger at lightweight. But his opponent is also bigger and stronger. So it's a tougher opponent, not in the sense of skill necessarily, because, Volkanovski's one of the greatest to do it, and Max Holloway, best boxer in the UFC.
100%.
I was going to say debatably, but I think you could say he's better than Dustin. Not just barely. They might even be on. Anyways, two of the greatest to ever do it, frankly.
Sure,
so not necessarily in a skill sense, but in a danger sense, it's a harder opponent at lightweight.
For sure.
Because, like I said, they're also bigger and stronger, and they're used to being hit with these big power shots, especially with how many big strikers there are on lightweight. Look at Gaethje. He puts people to sleep that don't go to sleep. He started Tony Ferguson's huge loss streak. You know what I mean?
And especially how many times Oliveira has gotten hit.
Definitely.
From by big shots.
Oh yeah.
Getting hit by Michael Chandler over and over and over again.
Yeah, back of the head.
It was
unreal.
It was unreal. So I definitely think there's 100% more ways for Oliveira to win, and I think underestimating him is not the move.
Definitely. That's what I was going to say. You took the words right out of my mouth.
He's scary, man. He is a scary dude. Although this is a harder fight for me to call, me to make a prediction.
I kind of thought you were going to say Oliveira.
No, I do think
conflicted.
Topuria. I'm leaning more towards Topuria getting the KO. Yeah. Or going all the way with him. I don't know. I don't even know. I don't even know if it'll go all the way.
There's no chance.
Something's gonna happen. I really think this is gonna be a finish. I think someone's gonna get finished.
Definitely.
And I think I lean towards Topuria doing it.
Right.
But that's just by a little.
For sure.
And that's just because I've seen how he tore through featherweight.
Right.
How he beat Volk, who is debatably the greatest featherweight of all time.
Oh, yeah. For me, definitely number one.
100%. Yeah. So seeing him do that, and it's MMA math.
Right.
I do lean towards Topuria.
Sure.
But Oliveira, I really think...
You can never count him out.
Yeah, I'm not going to count him out. I really am.
Yeah.
I'm really not. So that's all I'm going to say on that. I'm leaning more towards Topuria. And if I had to bet, I'm doing Charles Oliveira because of that underdog.
Sure.
It's just intense.
You can't not bet on him at the odds that he is. Because if you win, if you put down $50 on, I don't remember what it is right now. I know we checked earlier, but that was earlier. Yeah. But the last time I checked, not including a few minutes ago, it was plus 320 or something. I did it. The math was if I put down $50 and he wins, I'm profiting $160.
Yeah.
Even if I don't think he's gonna win, you can't turn that down. Wise, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah. And on a guy like Oliveira, that's hard to turn down.
Definitely, you can never count him out of.
100%.
It's knocked down Charles Oliveira is an ultimate, a mythical fighter.
I really think people are way underestimating Oliveira.
Definitely.
Not only in the bets, but dude, on Instagram Reels, bro, they're just already calling the fight.
I know.
They're already Oliveira won.
Yeah.
Or lost, excuse me. So, yeah, I see him. I do think I'm leaning towards Topuria doing it, becoming double champ status.
For sure.
But I really don't feel comfortable calling it. I don't think anybody does.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, that's my take on that.
Yeah.
I think Oliveira, he can do it 100%. 1,000% he can do it, and he is scary.
Mm-hmm.
And I really think he can do it. My heart says to Oliveira, my mind leans more towards Topuria.
Took the words out
but again, you're seeing this guy come up from featherweight, the size advantage, it's crazy. It's hard to call. So
yeah, definitely hard to call. Yeah, because I mean everyone thinks it's such a blatant win for Topuria, like obviously we've seen Oliveira doesn't have the greatest chin out there. You know what I mean? Especially at the first half of his career, certainly not.
Yeah.
But the thing is, I mean, he gets dropped, but he gets back up.
Or when he gets dropped, he'll throw in a submission.
It's like when you lean forward when you're gaming. When Oliveira gets dropped, he leans forward.
Yeah, and he sits up in his chair.
He locks in. Going skill for skill, like sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, you're good.
Going skill for skill, like take the boxing, definitely Topuria takes that. Take the kickboxing. I've got to give it to Oliveira.
I agree.
Haven't really seen Ilya do much kickboxing. He was getting in those calf kicks on Max, but
that's about it.
That's about it. It wasn't real kickboxing, you know. But I'll give the kickboxing to Oliveira for sure. We have the wrestling. I'll give it to Topuria. We've seen him wrestle more. Now I will say, Oliveira did out wrestle Chandler, but it's kind of another one of those situations where it's like, how good is Chandler? I mean, he just got finished in the second round, I believe it was, against Patty. Patty's great, don't get me wrong. But, you know, it's tough to say when a legend in Oliveira takes him 5 rounds and then Patty finishes him. It's tough to scale that. But again, you know, MMA math doesn't work, so it doesn't really matter. But, you know, it kind of
could have been 2 different mindsets. It could have been, there's so many different factors that go into just one fight.
Definitely.
So,
so like we've seen Oliveira's wrestling improve drastically, even since between the Sarukian fight and that Chandler fight, you can tell there was a difference there.
Which, by the way,
a different Charles that came out
Oliveira was heating up. You give him 5 rounds, I really believe he's submitting.
Yeah, it should have been a 5-round fight. You know, it seemed like he couldn't get out of first gear. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but he was heating up.
He was locked in.
He was heating up. He was locking in, and that was a tough fight.
He's got that 5-round experience. Unlike Sarukian, obviously he'd have the advantage there, but it wasn't a 5-round fight, so there's no point.
Yeah, and that's fine.
It's a what if situation. Yeah, it is what it is.
Yeah, for sure.
He got his title shot, so you know.
It doesn't even matter. All that matters. Yeah.
I mean, that's what we're here talking about, anyways. Yeah. But back to skill for skill, we have boxing goes to Topuria, kickboxing I'd give to Charles, wrestling I'll say Ilya, Jiu-jitsu. BJJ is kind of tough. I'm gonna be honest. Like, obviously, we all want to immediately be like, well, Charles, obviously, and you know, people forget, man. No, like you know, and everyone always throws out the whole, well, you know, Ilya's base is jiu-jitsu. It is, and like the thing is, I'm not counting that out because you can't count that factor out. The thing is, it's tough to say who's better because we haven't seen them go against each other on the ground yet. I think I do give the slight edge to Oliveira with his history in grappling, but I can't say he's objectively better at jiu-jitsu and how he uses it in MMA than Topuria. We'll just find out.
Yeah,
frankly. But I give the edge to Charles.
I see what you're saying. I think I lean towards more being like it's a more definite Charles Oliveira is better in that regard. But I do see what you're saying because they use it very differently. Yeah, you're right.
We won't know until that night.
Yeah, until the night of, you know.
Night of, yeah.
But it's just interesting because
October 26th, brother. We'll find out.
Yeah, it's just gonna be interesting watching because I mean there are probably gonna be exchanges on the ground
for sure. Definitely with Ilya. He's gonna want to mix up the wrestling.
Yeah,
if he hits like a. Because, you know, Charles really has a great teep. You know, he gets right there in the solar plexus. And that messes with your breathing patterns and everything, you know. So I can see after a couple, if Ilya loses a couple exchanges in the striking, I can see him shooting a double leg.
Yeah,
not especially I just see him trying to get a level exchange.
100%, and especially if it's that reach. Which I think is really going to be the story of the fight. Is Charles able?
That's going to be his saving grace.
To shut down that reach.
Yeah.
To close it off like Max tried to do, but do it officially. And close off. Back him up. Walk him on his back foot. Get out of the corner of the cage. Get into the circle around him.
Because if Ilya gets in the pocket with Charles, we've seen how Charles's chin works.
It's not. He's not going to go well in the pocket
at all.
He's got to stay out of the pocket.
Definitely.
And I'm honestly thinking if he gets in there, just shoot. That's kind of what my thought is. I mean, But I mean, again, clinching. Oliveira's great in the clinch.
Oh yeah, he has a great knee.
He's great in the clinch, and
I think it's the things like that it's going to come down to, because 100%. If Ilya gets in the pocket, if it's a very hard but if Charles can manage to shut it down by engaging in the clinch, it could be a different fight than anyone's
100%.
Expecting.
100%. I just really think this is just such a hard fight to really say anything about, because there's so many different
such a
factors.
Simple fight,
yeah.
But when you really put any thought into it, like you said, there's so many different outcomes, so many things,
so many different ways for Oliveira and Topuria to win.
Exactly.
It's just really an interesting fight, and I think that's why I'm the most excited for, because it's
Likewise.
Like literally anything can happen.
Yeah,
you know, and
I genuinely don't know who's gonna win.
Yeah, in past fights, I feel like, especially the past couple of pay-per-views, it's been a little easy to be like, oh, of course Merab is gonna
do
what he did to
Merab
Sean
is
Strickland.
Destroy Sean, you know what I mean? Like, we saw that already.
Yeah,
he didn't deserve an immediate title shot.
100%. Yeah,
disgusting work right there.
But this one is like, there's just
so
much.
Don't know, you know, like
there's just so much going
fight.
into, and it's just got me so hyped. This is my fight that I'm looking forward to the most.
And like the hard truth for me is, I'm rooting for Oliveira.
Yeah,
I want him to win, but as much as I hate to say it, it's better for the division and the future of the UFC if Ilya takes it.
100%.
He's the younger fighter. He's coming up. You know, he's on the upcome. He's right now. I'd say he's in the first half of his prime. You know.
Yeah.
We're getting there. Charles is 36. I don't know if he's turning 37 this year or if he turned 36 this year, but he's 36. You know, he's coming out, like he's exiting his prime. Like he's on the tail end right now. I'd say debatably.
For sure.
We don't know for certain. We'll find out.
It's
an emotional fight. Like legitimately.
Because it's a fan favorite going against the dude who just
kills
walked
all the fan
through.
Favorites.
I mean, yeah, he did, and he just walked straight through division like it was nothing.
I mean, right now, Ilya really is the boogeyman of the UFC.
Yeah. Yeah, he is. And we're just going to have to see what happens.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Literally.
It's just such an interesting fight.
It's not as close as people think.
No,
in my mind, it's a 50-50.
I agree.
Really.
I agree.
But, yeah.
If you were to say, I'll just ask this.
Go for it.
Give your, if Topuria wins, how does he win? And if Oliveira wins, how does he win?
Okay. All right. So, yeah. I'll say as how Topuria wins as my prediction for the fight, because my heart says Charles, but I think Ilya's going to win. So my prediction for the fight and how I think Ilya would take it, I see a round 3 knockout. I think he'll make it further than both Charles and Max and Volk, because not necessarily that he's better than either of them. He just has it's a better stylistic matchup for him.
Sure.
Because he has the height, he has the reach. He just has, you know what I mean? He has the tools that have, not necessarily that will, but have the potential to shut down Ilya.
And you know what? I do think he has that will too. I mean, he has been
definitely. He has the heart for it.
Fighting his tail off.
Yeah, he has
getting up to finally a championship level fight, or not level fight, but a championship fight.
Yeah,
and he's been working on it for years, man. Ever since Islam, he never had that. He never got that rematch.
Yeah,
he
got beat by Islam at his own game.
So how does Charles win if he does that?
Charles, I could see a round 4 submission, and I'll get specific for kicks and giggles, because if it happens, I'm gonna freak out. I'll post a YouTube short saying I told you so.
Yeah.
We're keeping that in.
Yeah.
Prediction right here. I could see him getting dropped. Not like he's insanely rocked. Doesn't know it. Not like Johnny Walker, where are you? I'm in the desert rocked. Not like where not like I don't know where I am. But like you know what I mean? He gets hit and he falls. Like, I'm trying to think of a good comparison of just someone who's just simply got dropped. Nothing's coming to mind though, which is really clutch. But just simply gets dropped. You know, he's not like, where is he? You know, DC is not going to be talking about, he's thinking about his first kindergarten test. You know, he's not like rocked. He just gets dropped.
For sure.
Ilya pounces on him because it's later in the fight.
He's got to get that finish.
I think because it's such a close fight, they might, I don't know that it'll be tied up, but, you know, it's going to be close, you know. They've both won a round, you know. It's close. I don't think necessarily Charles might not be up, and if it happens early, if Charles gets dropped early and like not like rocked, you know what I mean? I gotta gather my bearings. If he gets dropped, not like the Max Holloway drops where he just gets thrown to the ground and he pounces. Obviously, you know, you're gonna jump that. But with it being Charles, I don't see Ilya diving on him early in the fight.
But later on,
fourth round,
he's gonna jump in on him.
I think if he drops him, he might go in. I can see a triangle choke. I'm gonna just put it out there. I could see a round 4 triangle. That's my casual take of the video. Yeah. That's my casual Oliveira Glazer take right there. Or an all-out war, and it's like a split decision. And it's like emotional.
I can see that too.
I would cry, and he's crying. Everyone's crying. It's just a beautiful champ has a name, you know, all the stuff. Just like the classic Charles, you know.
No,
if Charles wins, round 4 submission.
I think I agree with you. I don't think Topuria will do it in the first half of the fight. I mean, he could. We never know. I don't see
him pouncing. You know, I just don't see him taking that risk, especially even if he's got it in the bag. I don't think he's going to risk it because he knows that ground threat.
I can also kind of see maybe this is just crazy. I don't know. This is casual take, of course. Oh yeah. I could see maybe Charles getting like a Darce. Couldn't you see that? Him getting a Darce and he's on the ground, like heads up, just like looking, and he's just choking him. I don't know. I can see that. I don't know how we get there, but I can see that.
I don't know how we get there, but it could get there.
I agree with what you said. I can see the triangle. I can see that happening.
Because, you know, if he drops him, he's down on his back.
He's down on his back. He jumps in, throws up his legs. It's over.
It's perfect. It's like a fantasy.
Yeah. Yeah. It's my fantasy.
Me too.
Shout out Mariah Carey. All right. Anyway.
Yeah.
So
I guess that'll do it.
That's our UFC 317
like breakdown
and predictions.
Everything.
You know, there it is.
Some people caught some strays
2 weeks early.
Some people didn't. You know?
We never know.
Gotta be careful. You might catch a stray.
Oh, shoot. All right. Well,
got one more thing for you, though.
Oh, go ahead.
I got Danny's word of the day. Oh, yeah. I'm Daniel, and this is Joseph.
Yes.
Welcome to
we literally didn't say that.
We didn't introduce ourselves. We might just have to redo the intro.
It'll be okay.
But this has been a casual take, and I got Danny's word of the day for you. The word of the day to start off the whole series, we got spunky. Spunky means someone or something who is courageous and determined. So if Charles wants to win this fight, he's gonna have to be spunky. And there you have it.
Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like the video, please leave a like. If you hated it, you guys go ahead and dislike it. Drop your takes in the comments below. We'd love to read them.
Yes, I was going to say, drop your UFC hot takes in the comments, and if we get enough, we'll post a video reacting to them and maybe agreeing with them, maybe hating on them.
Yeah. Also, by the time this is up, we should have some other videos up. I know we're doing some. They're like more fun, like kind of. Right. We're just doing whatever like we wanted to do. They're not really specifically MMA or whatever. So you guys should check them out. They're gonna be really fun and cool and everything. Yeah. But
it's gonna be a great time.
We're looking forward to it.
We're looking forward to it.
All right. Have a great day, guys.
Peace.